Hello birdies, welcome back to another Lost Phone Laura story. The last time, as I remember correctly, we had access to the security chest, right? Yes. And I was reading the messages of everyone. Then there is also cloud save, which is not helping me that much. Please enter the password for work account. I think that's where we stopped. We need a password, and I think we saw something to that. No, where was it? PowerJab Messenger. Was it here? I took a picture of something. I remember that. Or was it on my real phone? Give me a second. I think I took a picture or something. Let me go into my gallery. It was under notes. What notes over here? Notes. No, it's not here. Spacebar. Sometimes space. No, it's here. Spacebar. Wi-Fi. Spacebar. Co-working adjutant. Password. But I couldn't type. Letters. Only numbers. This is also containing letters. All right, this is not how it works. I try to remember. And I wonder how many... Not connected. How many numbers we do have to enter. Okay, quite a few. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? Or does it matter? I don't know if it's going to be the maximum. All right. But I do remember there was a message. I was talking to... Was it Alex? Was it even here? Or was it the security chest in our messenger? Was it... Wait, we also talked with Alex about that something. At least 8 characters. Oh yeah, I remember now. You have to avoid obvious sequences like ABCD or 1, 2, 3, 4, or your birthday, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Just choose something you use every day. For example, a password you use on your phone followed by another code. Thanks. Is this an inspiration already? Use every day. But not a birth year. Which could be a password you are using every day. What the hell? I use the code for the alarm that I have to reset every time I leave and enter the restaurant. I mean, that makes sense. But she's not going to work. She's having home office. Okay, but I do think that's already a hint here. Hope that help a little. No. Code we're using regularly. Wait, didn't we also have like a talk with a colleague? What was her name? Nadia? Oh, those were just general hints. Open the Cloud Save app on your work phone. If it's the first time you've used the app, choose password that will be associated with your save. Now take all the items you want to save. Confirm everything you have selected will be sent to the cloud. That's what we already did. Please free to ask me to explain it again if anything is... What is my password? Nadia. What is my password? Ben. Did I share this with them? Maybe? That bad? What did they say? Oh no, this is how they met, I think. Oh my god. They moved together. Ben, Laura, where are you? What's going on? Holy moly. I want you in my arms. I'll have a cookie to keep me going. No, I don't think we're gonna find that here. I don't think they shared that, but they moved together. I remember that. No, I don't think it's here. Huh. But she was out. Exactly. I've been locked in for 3 days. But let's try to stay positive. At least the apartment's clean. Sorry, that wasn't good. Rise. So she didn't have a key. We can meet there. Didn't she get a code from him or something? Or was it way earlier? I can't remember. I don't have the right documents to copy the key, so they wouldn't do it for me. I can barely remember there was a code, but I just don't know what it was. I've returned the keys. I feel strange. Because this would be a code she would use quite often, right? See you tonight, my little key. That was started so romantic. What? Excellent idea. You really sold it to me, so I want to learn how to make it with you. Tonight at 7 at my place. What's the door code? 4004. Is this what we need? Is it then the combination of 2121 and then 4004? Because this is how we get the access to the security test in general. There was a little puzzle behind. All right. I don't know. We're gonna start with 4004. Maybe it's the other way around. Okay, now I'm scared. Okay. Was it even 21? I think so. 4004. Okay, there is progress. Okay, nice one. What did we do? That's the cloud save, and there are messages. Or is okay? We're downloading 2 notes and messages. Let's go to the notes. What is that? Domestic violence conference 1. Domestic violence is a cycle. Manifests progressively within a relationship, initially tension and hostility. Cycle got 4 phases. Tension phase, irritability of the perpetrator, which is attributed to work stress, traffic issues. No physical violence, but hostile silences, aggressive looks, irritable tone. Everything the victim does is a source of irritation to their perpetrator. Their stress and frustration is always the victim's fault. The victim tries to find out what's wrong, but is faced with responses like, no, it's nothing. I don't know why you're complaining. Eventually leads to verbal aggression and insults, and the victim regrets asking. Oh no, my stomach is hurting. Aggressive phase, the perpetrator appears to be losing control, yelling insults, threats, breaking objects, often leading up to physical violence. Progressive physical violence, pushing, arm twisting, slaps, punches, using of a weapon. The victim is overwhelmed by feelings of powerlessness and sadness rather than anger. Excuses phase. The perpetrator tries to deny, downplay his behavior, finds an explanation that shifts the blame onto the victim. It's the victim's fault or the result of external pressure. He promises to change, says that everything will be fine, that he'll see a psychologist. More promises, emotion, blackmail. I need you, I'm nothing without you, I would die without you. Reconciliation phase. A honeymoon period. The perpetrator is suddenly attentive, considerate, showers the victim with gifts. The perpetrator is very sincere, fearing that the victim will really leave him. He begs for forgiveness. Renewed hope that the perpetrator will really change, but that simply raises the victim's tolerance threshold to violence. The victim thinks they can cure him, help him. The victim weighs frightened during the aggressive phase, but this phase persuades them to stay. The phases repeat themselves and spiral into a vicious cycle. The victim eventually perceives this violence as normal, and their life can be serious risk if this continues. Jekyll and Hyde behavioral patterns. I see. And then the conference number 2. Physical and psychological violence are linked. There is no physical violence without the psychological violence that precedes it. Psychological violence is a series of attitudes and comments to denigrate, destabilize, and hurt the other person. It's not a unique event, but it's an integral part of the relationship. It is intended to subdue the other, control them, and to maintain the feeling of power. Subtle mistreatment without physically striking, creating tension, frightening the victim to demonstrate his power. Difficult to quantify and evaluate because it is subjective and depends on the level of the sensitivity of each victim. Several types of behavioral patterns or attitudes that can be considered microaggressions. Control. Possessive vocabulary, monitoring the victim maliciously in order to dominate and command them. For example, taking control of mealtime, sleep, spending, social life. Then there's isolation. Isolating the victim from family, friends, colleagues, social acquaintances. The perpetrator ensures that the victim's life is essentially focused on him exclusively. For example, taking the victim's phone, computer, insinuations and lies about other people in the victim's life. Isolation is both a cause and a consequence of mistreatment. Pathological jealousy. Jealous behavior, constant suspicion, unfounded accusations of intent. No basis in reality. Requires the victim's continuous and exclusive presence. There is no way of appeasing pathological jealousy because it is simply denial of reality. Harassment. Repeating a message to exhaust mental and critical judgment capacities of the victim. That means to make them accept anything. Monitoring the person following the victim in the street, harassing them on the phone, waiting for the victim as she leaves work. Harassment often occurs after a breakup. Denigration affects the victim's self-esteem, making them believe they are worthless. Dismissive attitude and hurtful words causes the victim to lose self-confidence, expresses doubt about the victim's mental health, denigrates their intellectual abilities, the body and appearance. For example, launches a systematic attack on the victim's family, friends, and or children. This can be happened with words that appear to be sincere and normal. Some heavy stuff here. Humiliation, disparages, ridicules, and acts in a disrespectful way towards the victim. This is merely an outlet for the perpetrator's anger. For example, mocking, spitting in the victim's face, making crude noises, urinating on the victim, creating a feeling of shame that serves as an additional obstacle to prevent the victim from talking about their concerns. Holy shit, that's some really heavy stuff. Intimidation. Exhibits acts of indirect violence, for example, on their environment, breaking objects, slamming doors, driving too fast, cruelty towards a pet. Shows the victim that physical violence could happen to them too, creates a feeling of fear in the victim. Indifference to emotional demands, refusal to show any concerns with the victim, insensitivity, making a show of rejection or contempt. Intentionally creates a situation of lack and frustration, refusing to communicate, going to family events, disregarding the physical or psychological state of the other. Threats, blackmail, threats of suicide, threatens to withhold money, to abduct children, threats of retaliation against the family or entourage, maintaining power over the victim. Some of these acts can seem normal when isolated, but when they happen repeatedly over a long period of time to the same person, they become a form of violence. The perpetrator takes advantage of the emotional weakness of the victim, wearing them down mentally. Well, now I can understand there is a trigger warning. That's very heavy. Very, very heavy. And now we're gonna go to the SMS. And there's an SMS of Charlotte and Amir. Who's Amir? Hey Amir, it's Laura, Ben's girlfriend. I just wanted to know if you're still friends with Claire. Don't tell Ben I asked you. Hi Laura. Yeah, why? Um, Ben told me she tried to end his relationship with his ex, Julia, while they were still together because she wanted to date him herself. Is this true? No, I don't think so. And anyway, Clay was dating Oliver at this time. All the time. At the time. Clay told me that Ben was violent with Julia. Do you think that's true? Let's say Julia was a complicated girl, but I got the impression there were times when he really lost it with her. I'd always Ben to see a therapist or join a support group for people with anger issues, but he wouldn't listen. But you still remained friends with him? Yeah. Why didn't you tell me this before? I don't know what goes on in Ben's private life is none of my business and it's ancient history now. Yeah, well, you could have at least warned me. Listen, I already told him to get some help. I did what I could. I see. Okay. Tell it. My brother in his totally classy style. I can see you're having fun. When are you back? Do I have to download this? Oh, we already did it in 2 weeks. Okay, I'm being serious now. I've finally seen Amelia and I showed her the photo of the guy who ran the Zero Waste conference last month. She thinks he looks nothing like Victor. Damn, I could have sworn he was the spitting image of him. You can see I'm no good at recognizing faces. Shame on me. I'm so happy that we're working together again. Me too. Do you want to go swimming on Saturday? Well, my period is due soon. Really? So you're not taking the pill continuously? What do you mean? Oh, this is already what we read, right? What is new here? Taking the pill continuously? Let me see. I'm concerned about you, Laura. How are you feeling? The concert is coming along slowly but surely. Any news? How are you at the moment? It's all good. How about you? I'm fine, but I miss you. I want to see you. Don't feel well enough. Do you want to meet up for a drink tonight? Oh, yeah, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Laura, I'm worried about you. I'm coming to see you during my lunch. Why are you texting my work phone? Oh, I think this is new. After what you told me about your guy, I wanted to text you somewhere else. Somewhere you can read the message. Anyway, I suggest you use a password to lock your work phone. Never unlock it in front of him. He already flew into his heavy jealous rage when I wanted to lock my personal phone, so I don't think that's a good idea. That's a big red flag. What do you mean heavy? He yelled at me and said I was hiding things from him. He accused me of having a lover and said I didn't really love him. That I was locking my phone because I didn't trust him. Okay, I get it. That's bad. It's not normal, you know. I don't know, but at the same time, I understand him. He needs reassurance to know that I love him. Don't you think it's a mark of trust in the other person to let them see the contents of your phone? No, I disagree. A real mark of trust would be to believe the other person and not always feel the need to have proof of their love and faithfulness by snooping through their phone. Plus, it's important for both partners to have their own secret garden. Listen, for him it's not really negotiable. He's been lied to in the past and needs some reassurance. This is why she's trying to defend him. To defend him. She's the victim here. I get it, but it's not great. If you want a reason for locking your phone, you'll just have to say Michael insisted on it. What do you mean? So you lock your work phone and tell him it was Michael's orders, and he wants the work phones to be more secure because the phone contains confidential work stuff. Yeah, okay, I don't see why I would need to lie to him though. It's unhealthy not to have a space where you can grouch about your relationship occasionally without him knowing. Yeah, but if I'm having relationship problems, I should just talk to him, shouldn't I? Sure, but sometimes good to talk to your girlfriend to have another point of view. Okay, I'll lock this phone. That's why the messages were not available, that we have to download them again. That's, by the way, a bad sign in my opinion if you start starting to talk about your relationship, but it's already a sign that something is wrong in the relationship and that you can't properly talk to your partner. That's already a sign in my opinion. It's so important to talk. How are you? Exhausted. I've just been running for an hour. Congratulations. Where do you go running now? It's been a while since we bumped into each other at the park. That's hardly surprising because I run on a treadmill we have at home now. Okay. Those things are expensive, aren't they? It was a present from Ben. So she's not going outside anymore? Pretty silly gift, huh? I mean, you can ride outside for free. Yeah, but it's so handy. I can run when I want to and don't get harassed in the street by stupid men. Since when have stupid men stopped you from running? Well, that stupid Ben was worried about me and prefers me not to go out. Wait a second. What do you mean he prefers you not to go out? Yeah, he's afraid something might happen to me. But you do go out, don't you? You go shopping, meet friends, you still see Amelia, Elsa. I get the shopping delivered, it's easier, and I'm talking to my friends less and less at the moment. Why's that? Oh, you know, you tend to have fewer friends as time goes on, and when you're in a relationship, you don't see people as much. But you still see Emma, don't you? Not really, since I've been with Ben. Things have become a little complicated. Nearly all of my friends have faded away. I'm starting to wonder if they're jealous. What do you mean jealous? Well, you know, I'm one of those rare unlucky people among my girlfriends who's found a job they love, and my life with Ben is fabulous. Not only am I happy in my relationship, but he has money too. So financially, I'm living in a fairy tale while they're struggling. What is this comment? And you think they're keeping their distance because they're jealous? That's the only explanation Ben and I could come up with. Sad, but there it is. Laura, I'm sorry to tell you, but Ben's behavior isn't normal. He's the one who's jealous. I get the impression he's controlling you, that he's isolating you. Don't be ridiculous. I'm saying this based on what you are telling me. He's jealous and wants to read the contents of your phone, controls you by not letting you go out on your own. He's manipulating you with a treadmill gift. He's isolating you from your girlfriends by insinuating they're jealous of you. That is normal. That is not normal. This doesn't happen in a normal relationship. He has a problem. You always focus on the negative. It's not like that at all, Charlotte. I swear it's nothing to worry about. Okay, he has his faults, but nothing serious. No, he has a problem, and of course you're blind to it. You're mad in love with him. Okay, so you have your own take on things and just won't let it go. You're pain in the ass. I guess it's useless talking to you. Holy shit. Sorry if I'm interfering and it's none of my business, but I'm worried. Like I told you, everything's fine. Leave me alone. I'm here if you need me. That's very good that she wrote this. Hi Laura, how are you? Like a week ago, a week later. Again, almost a week later. I don't know if you're mad at me, but you know, I still consider you my friend and I'm here if you need me. Just to wish you a very happy birth and I hope everything is okay with you. Hi, thanks for your happy birthday message. 3 days later, but at least she's answering. How are you at the moment? Not great, I have to say. What's up? One of Ben's former friends contacted me and said some terrible things about him that have really upset me. I can imagine. Have you mentioned it to Ben? No. Really? Why? She told me he had a history of violent behavior with his ex and it's really freaking me out. But then Ben already told me about this girl, how she was in love with him and would do anything to have him to herself. I don't know what to think. Okay, so how do you feel about it? My first reaction was to not believe her, but then I thought about everything you said and started to realize that I should leave him. And I've given it some serious thought, especially as he's been pretty difficult to live with recently. But he was so sweet on my birthday, so I'm confused. He's aware of his fault, you know. But then, again, it's a cycle and then it's happening again. Which means he knows he's too possessive and he does apologize. His work is really exhausting. Sometimes he drinks a little too much to unwind and then says things he doesn't really... Oh my god. Getting triggered by that. Alcohol is no excuse for bad behavior. But he knows when he's gone too far. My birthday was so romantic. He took me away on a surprise weekend and it was fantastic. I really felt like I'd rediscovered the Prince Charming I once knew. But aren't you scared he'll start over? No, not at all. He even promised to see psychoanalyst to address his anger management issues. Okay, keep me posted on how the situation develops, all right? Okay. Promise? Promise. All right, a couple of days later. Hi, how are you now? Did things get better with Ben? No. What do you mean? Since he worries about me all the time, he got me installed an app so I can quickly send him my GPS coordinates if I really have a problem. What the fuck? Basically, it was meant to be a really practical thing, so I was attacked or anything. I couldn't there discreetly press a button to let him know where I was. But then he wanted me to use it at a specific time to reassure him so he knew I was safe at home. So I was sending him a message every lunchtime. Then it turned into twice a day, then 3 times, and finally every hour. What the fuck? And the other day I went out to get a coffee, and then when I used the app, it told him I was out. When he came back the night, he went into this massive jealous rage, and it made no sense. He was convinced I was meeting another guy at the cafe, and he just got this idea into his head. He was yelling at me. It was horrible. I just let him yell at me. I was paralyzed with fear. He wouldn't let me sleep that night. As soon as I dozed off, he'd wake me up again and demand I tell him the name of the person I was at the cafe with. The next morning at breakfast, I told him I had enough and couldn't go on like this. Then his attitude totally changed. He told me he was nothing without me, and I meant everything to him. That he was scared of losing me, that he didn't know what he would do without me. That's basically what we already read in the notes, just very scary. I'd really like to leave him, but I'm scared to, I'm frightened for him. He needs me to help him get better. It's not you he needs, it's a therapist. Thought he was going to see a psychoanalyst. He made an appointment but had to cancel because he was busy at work that day. Don't you get the feeling it's the same old pattern? He behaves badly, you threaten to leave, he apologizes and you change your mind. Listen, there's a conference followed by a support group meeting held by an association supporting victims of domestic violence. I've got a friend who works there. I'm going, and I'd really like you to come with me, okay? Okay, we should have read the SMS first, then the notes. But I'm not a victim. I'm a victim of domestic violence. Ben's never hitting me. You don't need to hit a person to be a victim of domestic violence. That's the thing. Okay, so he's never hit you, but sometimes when you talk, I get the feeling you're suffering psychological abuse, and the conference will be tackling that issue too. What do I know? I'm not an expert, but it could be interesting to meet them, don't you think? Worst case scenario, you'll see that it doesn't apply to you, and at best you'll learn something about domestic abuse. It happens a lot, but people tend not to talk about it. You can at least find out, surely. So what do I tell Ben? The reason why I'm not there when he gets back. Tell him you're having a drink with me and I'll bring you home. That way he'll see you're not with another guy. Okay, when is it? Next Thursday after work. Well, why not? I'll drop by and pick you up. The next day. How are you feeling today? Bad. I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. Kept getting up to read the notes I was took during the meeting. There were so many things I recognized in Ben's behavior. It scares me. I feel so dumb and stupid for not realizing earlier. I've been so blind, you were so right. You're not stupid. The important thing is that you've woken up to what's going on. You're a strong woman and brave. But I've been so dumb to allow myself to be manipulated like that. I guess I should leave him, but I don't know what to do. I don't even have a place of my own anymore. You can come and stay with me if you need to, when you're ready. Thank you so much, Charlotte. I'm so lucky that I can count on you. I think of all the women talking at the support group yesterday. Some are living in the situation much worse than mine. There's nobody around to help them. Thanks for being there for me. I'll always be there for you, and if something ever happens to me and I can't help you, you won't be alone. Look at all those women yesterday. Some terrible things happened to them, and they thought they'd never come through. But the association always supported them and stuck with them, by them. That's true, but I must insist. I can't thank you enough for your support. How are you today? I'm feeling so much better. Ben organized a lovely surprise to celebrate our 6-month anniversary. was fantastic. You know, maybe I exaggerated a little last time. It's not like his monster. It's repeating over and over again, Laura. 6 months. This is not a relationship of 10 years where things like that developing slowly. This is crazy. Remember what they said at the conference about cycles of violence? I think that's what's happening between you and Ben. It's okay at the moment, but it's not the first time things have turned bad and then got better. Can I suggest something? Count the numbers of times a day Ben's behavior becomes unacceptable. That way you can monitor if there is a cycle with a steady progression of unacceptable behavior. Then it stops, then gets progressively worse again. That's a good idea, actually. Okay, I'm going to install a count on my phone to check notes. Write everything down, won't you? Even the little innocuous comments. I hope I pronounced this right. So if he comments on how I dress, I write that down too. He's doing comments on our dress. Even though it's not up to him to tell you how to dress, it's your body, it's your choice. Keep me posted on what happens, okay? Okay. Almost 3 weeks later, how are you? Laura, I haven't heard from you. I'm worried. Are you okay? Laura, please let me know if you're okay. I just want to make sure you're still alive. Holy moly, now she's answering back. Sorry, I haven't been in touch for so long. I've made up my mind. Ben is dangerous. I have to leave this town, and I think I'm going to report him to the police. You're right to report him. However, are you sure you really have to get out of town because of him? I don't want to leave just because of him. I want to go because I need to breathe again, to myself in a peaceful and healthy environment. I'm just worried that I have nowhere to go. Listen, maybe I have a solution, but that means I'll have to talk about your situation with Michael. Are you okay with that? Okay. Okay, I've talked to Michael and we've come up with a solution. There is a branch of the association that needs a communications manager. It's a long way from here in a quiet town, and he offered to transfer you there. You'll be away from here, but at least you'll have a job. You could stay with the director until you find somewhere of your own. I've also checked that the Association for Support for Victims of Domestic Violence has an office there, and they'll be able to help you file your complaint. So the stage is set for you to slip away. Just tell us when you're ready. Thanks. Don't mention it, but just one thing. You'll have to return your work phone to Michael. I would suggest you make a backup of all the content relative to your situation. With Ben, it will be useful for you to have a timeline of events and maybe store the evidence for when you report him. As Nadia in the IT department, she'll explain how you can save the content. I'll call you soon with more details. Meanwhile, just act normally with Ben. You don't want him to suspect anything. And that's the reason why she used the cloud. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. Oh, we get a mail? Where is it? Inbox? Send? No. Where's the mail of Laura? Am I crazy? I can't find the mail. Or is it a SMS? No, we're saying mail. Lost phone? Oh wait, is this the mail we need? This message is for the unknown person who may find this phone. My name is Laura and I own this phone. I'm not writing this to get it back, but I may need your help, kind help. My partner is a violent and dangerous man. I'll get goosebumps here. Just left him to start a new life somewhere else and deliberately dropped this phone at a station when I was changing trains. Wanted to get rid of it so he could locate me. Couldn't locate me. Called my sister, who told me that he was harassing the people close to me to find out where I was. That makes my blood run cold. I've installed an app on my phone. I'm here. If you use it, the app will send a notification indicating the phone's GPS coordinates. I'm hoping to lead him down a false trail so he leaves my friends and family alone. The code to unlock the GPS is attached, obviously, but please ask you to erase the data on this phone and then throw it away so he can't locate me, and to prevent him from harassing you as well. Whatever, don't worry about me. Save an intent to make formal complaint against him. This is the pattern. So what are we gonna do? What's the best? I'm hoping to lead him down a false trade so he leaves my friends and family alone. The code to unlock. Obviously, I would please ask you to erase the data on this phone and then throw it away so you can't locate me. And to prevent him from erasing you as well. I mean, both is good, right? But I want to erase everything, I think. What about the evidence? I would please ask you to erase the data on this phone and then throw it away so he can't locate me. Okay. I need to take a picture with my phone again. What I want to... Oh, we're going down. Okay. All right. I am here. Oh, wait. We have to activate the GPS first. How can I do that? Battery level. Or am I doing this here? GPS localization disabled. Oh, it's right here. Enable GPS locate. Okay. Now we got it. We enable GPS. That enables you to send geolocated notification to contacts of your choice. Let your friends know where you are. Should we do that now? So what would be the best? If I'm sending the location, we're gonna lead him to a false trail. Then he's gonna leave the friends and family. Obviously would please ask you to erase the data on the phone and then throw it away so he can't locate me, to prevent him. Can I erase all data? Do you want to erase all the data on this device? I wonder what kind of ending we're gonna get. I just don't understand what does she want from me now? I think I'm gonna send the I think she wants me to send the GPS data. Let your friends know where you are. I'm gonna do this, guys. I don't know which kind of ending we're gonna get. I'm here. Share my current GPS location. It was Ben who sent the video. I apologize again for having wrongly accused you. Could see things were going badly in our relationship, but every time I told myself I was going to leave him, it became adorable, sweet and romantic again. I really thought he would change, but the cycle kept repeating. The doctor said I was missing a period because I was so stressed and he had lost lots of weight and had lost a lot of weight. And Ben discovered I wasn't pregnant. He went crazy and called me selfish for not wanting to have a child with him. And it suddenly dawned on me, the pill reminded us that had disappeared from my phone. It was him. He wanted me to forget. He didn't even deny it when I confronted him. It's just crazy. You were right. Forgive me for not believing you. Ben was insanely jealous, and now I realized he was manipulating me. He was convinced I was hiding things from him. I think he was actually checking my phone.
He ended up pushing me when he tried to snatch it out of my hand. Thought it was best to leave before he went too far, and I threw my phone and SIM card away just in case. I actually felt ashamed. I was convinced that I was to blame for the situation with Ben and didn't dare tell anyone. Forgive me for having gone so far away without letting you know. I just feel empty now. I'm physically and mentally exhausted. But I'm going to take care of myself and rest. I was so stressed out that I couldn't sleep. I feel like I'm slowly recovering from a long illness. Hi, Michael. Thanks again for Arthur. Rising my chancer. I got here safely and the change I've seen is doing me so much good. Surrounded by great people here in Matranza went very smoothly. Preparing my complaint with the help of an association here. Thank you so much once again, Laura. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been there. Even when I pushed you away and I didn't want to believe you, you stuck on by me. Gradually getting back in touch with my old friends, and I'm so glad, they are listening to and supporting me. If you ever need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask, even if we're further away from each other now. What a nice friend. That's actually a really nice friend. Erase all data. Well, that's it. Thank you for playing. Another Lost Town, Laura's Story. Ah, yeah, what a really nice game. The story was amazing. And I think this game was also available for phones, which would be even better, I would say.
Like phoneception. It would feel like you are having Laura's phone literally in your hands. I hope you guys didn't get triggered too much. I had like the last part. I had so many goosebumps, to be honest. And I'm glad there was a warning right at the beginning. I hope there's also going to be a warning at the end, like if you're facing this or you think a friend is going through stuff like that, then reach for help, get some help. Just crazy. Thank you, lovely birdies, for watching this let's play game through, whatever it's called. Some heavy stuff here. If one or several aspects of Laura and Ben's story apply to your current situation or to that of a person close to you, please reach out. There are various designated associations and crisis helplines that can assist you. And now we can restart the game, but we're done here. Thank you again for watching, dear birdies, and have a lovely rest of the day.